The Eurofighter Typhoon program doesn't really need any more customers. That's sort of what the CEO of BAE Systems told financial analysts on Wednesday, February 18th during an earnings call. What the company chief actually said was that the production pipeline for the European fighter jet is filled until the start of final assembly of the first airframes of the next-generation GCAP. We take a look at this positive news for today's video. As reported by Defense News, BAE Systems CEO Charles Woodburn was quoted as saying, "The good news is that we now have production requirements all the way through to when we start doing final assembly of a GCAP capability, which is important." So what, or rather who, has helped the Eurofighter Typhoon's backlog? Well, as explained by Defense News, Spain and Italy placed additional orders for the fighter jet at the end of 2024, 25 and up to 24 respectively. This was followed by Germany ordering 20 in October 2025, with Turkey joining the program as a new customer that same month, also committing to 20 aircraft. Based on current production rates, these recent orders alone would amount to nearly 6.5 years of work for the Eurofighter consortium, added to the existing backlog. But even with production ramp-up, it's expected that deliveries of the Typhoon will extend into the mid-2030s. This makes for a rather well-timed transition towards the GCAP program, the next-generation fighter jet program currently seeing participation from the United Kingdom, Italy and Japan. For now, the GCAP targets an entry into service around 2035. Obviously, things are always subject to change, especially with big projects like a next-gen fighter jet. On the topic of production rates, the Eurofighter consortium formed by Airbus, BAE and Leonardo announced in June 2025 plans to increase production of the aircraft to 20 jets a year by mid-2028 from a current annual production rate of 14. The consortium even hopes to reach an output of 30 planes a year further into the future. On the topic of production ramp-up, BAE's Woodburn stated, "We've talked before about sort of the pathway to doubling production rates, and I think we're well on that, having secured Turkey, and there are other opportunities." Adding, "We're well on that journey to production ramp-up, and we will adjust, if needed, upwards if we are successful in securing further orders." The ability to ramp up production makes sense, as it will be important for BAE Systems to eventually free up resources to handle GCAP production once the jet is ready. For reference, BAE makes the front fuselage and the vertical stabilizer of the Eurofighter, while Airbus makes the center fuselage and right-hand wing. Italy's Leonardo makes the left wing, while BAE and Leonardo together supply the rear fuselage. Despite having this cushy Eurofighter backlog to keep production going until GCAP production begins, Woodburn said the Typhoon has additional opportunities for support and new aircraft sales, both from existing and new customers, even including potential new European orders. Indeed, at the time of making this video, the jet is one of several possibilities being considered by Poland, a country currently shopping for 2 squadrons worth of fighter jets, 32 to be more precise. And then when it comes to the GCAP program, Woodburn says that it's, quote, "making really good progress." When asked if GCAP would be able to accommodate Airbus as a partner in case FCAS falls apart, Woodburn stated, "The decisions around expanding the partnership are entirely down to the 3 governments of Italy, Japan and the UK. There's really not much more I can comment on that apart from the fact that we have a really strong partnership that is making great progress and moving at pace." So there's your quick update about the good health of the Eurofighter Typhoon program. While it's great to see this program doing well, we are of course just a little more excited to see relevant parties transition to GCAP production when the time comes. But what do you think of this news? Let us know by leaving a comment.